we go. Have a listen to it. Are you ready to play along with it with your harmonica? What key? Okay, you take over. Here we go. Yeah, come on! Give him a round of applause.
Welcome to the Barry Upton Show. On set today, we've got Jack Nicholson.
You never know who's going to turn up, do you? Really? Fantastic.
So Jack Nicholson.
Trevor Kay is here, and also we've got Scouse Paul and the couple of characters from the Canterbury Tales when we go down there and have a good old chin wag, don't we? At lunchtime and that.
Just natural, Barry.
And we talk about everything, don't we? We just discuss everything. We have quizzes, things like that.
Don't mention the other stuff what we discuss. Trevor's an authority.
I wasn't gonna. No.
Realise it's the Conservative programme.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll discuss now, right? A little news item that has just come out, and a book advising newlywed women how to behave advises it's true. You're not yet an experienced cook or a perfect housewife. What's the problem if your husband, tells you so, right? This is from a new bestseller in Spain, and it was written by a woman, and it's a guide for wives. It's called Marry and Be Submissive, right? And it's a guide for wives based on the Old Testament teachings of St. Paul. You know all about this, don't you?
I do.
Yeah, go on in.
I just think it's growing together and just being humble, submissive is loving each other and growing together and letting each other make mistakes. I think generally in life it's the same. What do you say, Trev?
Yeah, well, I was married 6 years.
Come in close to the mic.
I was actually married 6 years, Paul, myself, and the best 6 months I've had of my life, to be honest.
The best 6 months. Is that all it lasted? 6 months?
Yeah, well,
it lasted 7 years. We only had 6.
The passion was great for the first 3 months, and then the sex got down to once every 2 weeks. And then it just spanned out at once a month.
But Barry, you just read out requirements there. I had a wife who fulfilled them. She was actually Jewish.
Yeah.
Her maiden name was Cohen.
That's unusual, giving things away.
I might have told you this before. But she was a wonderful cook, and I was an idiot.
Yeah.
Because whatever she put before me, she would say, "How was that?"
Yeah.
And I used to say, "Well, you know me, I'll eat anything."
Yeah.
Of course, it crushed her. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, right.
After all the work and the...
Yeah, that wasn't probably the right thing to say, was it?
No, I was a cowboy. She was far ahead of me in that sense.
Yeah.
I crushed her.
Yeah, the only time I crushed my wife was when I was in the missionary position. I'm a bit shy, Barry,
You're not shy.
I am.
We've seen you down Canterbury Tales.
I can only make love with the light off. Don't tell anybody, it's a secret.
It doesn't mean with me, by the way. You'll sit right next to me.
No, hey, Paul, I've never been gay. I couldn't stand being rejected by men as well as women.
Very good, very good.
Come on, get up, get out, and start grooving. Jingling around to the sound of music.
All right, in the studio today we have Scouse Paul with us here. Yeah, a little bit too close to the microphone, that was. A little too loud. But anyway, very good. You can take it with you, put it in your back pocket. Don't play it with your nose. I know who's going to go next with it. Now we're going to talk about Ridley Scott. All right, we've got a little story about Ridley Scott, and I've been looking at him up and some of the films that he's been making. Alien, he made, and also Thelma and Louise, Blade Runner, Gladiator, Black Hawk Down. He's had a really amazing career, hasn't he? He did that Hovis advert. Remember that Hovis advert?
He was a right good cricketer, Dad.
It's a famous ad, though, isn't it? Really famous ad. Yeah, I heard that they're going to be remaking it, but at the moment,
that's great stuff.
He's actually making a new epic, right, in Gran Canaria at the moment, and it's called Exodus. So it's a biblical epic, right? He's doing, but he's in trouble with the locals because they're complaining their annual Three Kings parade can't go ahead because he's nicked all the camels from the zoo.
Someone's got the hump.
Oh, dear.
We'll get in the camel suit, eh?
You can make one. Can you get a couple of people dressed as it? Yeah.
Why not?
Be the front.
Click clopping along out of step.
I wouldn't want to be the back legs, though, would you? Especially if you had a Vindaloo.
Serious, buddy? Have you rode on a camel? Serious?
Yes, I have.
Well, I have in Israel, as you know.
Right, you've been there quite extensively, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Right to the top of the Mount of Olives. Absolutely fantastic experience.
And What was it like? What was the experience
sentimental
like?
creatures.
Yeah.
Got to be very careful.
Yeah, they can spit.
Spit out, yeah.
Spit, yeah, and you can have sexual disease, I think, as well. So I once read that camels can actually have syphilis.
Really? Is that?
They must be very promiscuous.
I don't think it's the camels that are actually being the promiscuous ones. It's probably the riders. You know?
Yeah, they're right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Arabs.
I have heard rumours like that. Yeah.
Dear me. Anyway, so Ridley Scott's new film, Exodus, and he says in the story of Exodus, Ramses, ruler of the Egyptian Empire, battles his adopted brother Moses, who seeks to free the Hebrews from their enslavement to the king. So it's amazing, really. You know, some people say religion in the world has taken a bit of a dip, you know, or certainly Christianity has taken a bit of a dip, right? But they're still making, you know, films about it.
If Ridley Scott is directing this, it will be Scott.
Yeah,
it will be of epic proportions. It will be a class film. And getting back to your subject matter, it actually happened. I've been all the way down there. I've been on Sinai. I've been on top of Mount Sinai. Everything. These things actually happened. The world is trying to, like what do you call it? Darwin and all them. They're trying to disprove everything. These conspiracy theories and all these people. Yeah. They're just trying to disprove everything, but it's all true. Let me tell you.
Yeah, but the Darwinists have got a point, haven't they? Where do you stand on this, Trevor?
I'm a born-again atheist, Barry, and I was a choir boy.
This is going to be a fantastic discussion, this one.
I actually, no lie, I was a choir boy when I was a child because I was raised with my grandparents. Yeah. And, you know, I went to church, so I know a little bit about theology without being an expert. I know you and I don't like to comment much on religion because every time I turn on the BBC now, I can feel happy before and I'm totally depressed. It's all religion, and it's the same in the media. It's all without.
Well, this is the biggest problem: is that so many of the wars in the world, so much anger and fighting goes on because of religion.
Yeah, it's causing more trouble. Even though Jesus may have been, I believe he was a good man. I personally don't believe in religion, but I think everybody, and the problem is, as we're having in England, even though I haven't lived there for 20 years, is religion is causing more and always has for thousands of years.
But isn't this why Buddhism is so great here? Is because it's a peaceful religion. It's also not really a religion. It's a way of life, isn't it?
I would like to read eventually a book or get some information about Buddhism because it's the only thing that makes sense.
Well, you've been here long enough. You've had enough chance, and you're down at Canterbury Tales. You can get a book there easy.
You know, buddy, you
said
something there. And Trevor's right. And I'm not a religious person.
Right.
I just believe in a spiritual principle that works or doesn't work.
Yes.
And if you look at religion, is all it is man has made what he thinks God is. A religion out of it and put all his bloody burdens and his depressing, like the children of Israel did way back there, all the sacrificial, all the pomp and ceremony that surrounds it. It's nothing to do with the pure truth of the facts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't explain it all right here and now. No. Don't read it all here and now.
Take hours.
I know where Trevor's coming from.
Take hours and several cups of tea.
Well, for instance, look, I think a lot of people that believe, like say in the Christian faith in South America or the Philippines, you know, they'll know about what they're being taught about God, but do they know anything about science? Would they know what why should we not believe the scientists that, you know, the planet Earth is 4.5 billion years old, our sun is 10 billion years old, it has an estimated lifespan of maybe 15 billion years, and then what happens like to a supernova? You know, it's all a recycling process, the universe. So it's so far-fetched to believe that a race like in Israel 2,000 years ago that was persecuted, right? You know, and you think about it, 2,000 years ago, in the cycle of the universe, which is infinite, it's billions of years. And that is my only basis. Not that I want to be...
But do you think that people believe what they're taught when they're young and what they're raised up on, and then, you know, it takes quite a good mind to be able to sort of fight that, baby?
Well, what can be more annoying and saddening that when you read about a young 15-year-old boy or girl being a suicide bomber. It's just a tragic waste of life. You know, and
couldn't agree with you more.
But
that's misguided man-made religion. You know what I mean? Misguided,
fueled by hatred.
and control an A.
But actually, what Trevor's got a point, because a lot of people, they don't get the chance to travel. Like, you are a very well-travelled person. You're a very well-travelled person, right? So you broaden your mind, right, and you're able to shape your thoughts, in an intelligent way. But a lot of people don't get that opportunity to travel, and they only know what they've learnt in one place.
Yeah, but if you think about that, Barry, what you just said, I've travelled, and I always say good morning. I mean, on the way down to the beach this morning, I said good morning to at least in different languages, Sawadee Klap or Sawadee Don Chow, or Arif Tough or whatever.
Sure.
And it's a spirit reaching out to people.
Yeah.
Of showing, somebody said good morning, they're caring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it can actually affect somebody all day. Yeah.
I walk past blokes in these robes and all this sort of stuff, and crosses hanging off them. They don't even look at you. And where have we got it illustrated? The story of the Good Samaritan. The church people noticed, the man-made church people passed the poor bloke who needed help by, but it was the Good Samaritan. And the interesting part of that story is the Good Samaritan was a Gentile, not Jewish.
Right.
And that's what God's trying to show us. That we're to be like that with everybody, whoever we meet. And that doesn't count on what robes you got on, what silly hats you got on. It counts on the
what
spirit
you've got
within.
or what you haven't.
You know what I mean? And that's what I find with travelling.
That's a fair point.
But you can do that with your neighbour on your neighbourhood where we didn't get a chance because we were both raised in the same sort of environment, where you were hid from things that, like, Barry loves Barry Manilow. I used to love picking flowers. It might sound daft. Putting vases of flowers in for my mum and all this sort of stuff.
I think he didn't want everybody to know that.
Right, exactly.
That's my secret.
Yeah, that's his little secret, right? That's now out for the rest of the world that he likes Barry Manilow.
A very romantic person. A lot of people. When I was macho, I was one of the first new age-sensitive men. But But going back a quick one on that one about the hatred and even back in Ireland, like I think how some of the priests and nuns that they in the schools they'd say things like to young children like "you'll burn in hell."
Yeah, it's wrong.
You shouldn't be saying things like that to kids, like And when you go to the Philippines, you realise that they need to believe in God. Poor people need to have a faith.
Yes,
because. If you thought that your life was so miserable, you need to look forward to the next life. So, and the Philippines, it's a very poor country, and, you see the tricycles, it's got the name of God, Jesus, but it contradicts in some ways when you look now. We're all globally exposed. Like people in the Philippines can say, "Hey, look, I go on the internet and how much wealth you've got." Like, a lot of my friends have said, I said to some ladies, a lot of my friends are rich. That I'm just one of the poor friends that they have. Like, But generally speaking, they are only exposed, and yet when they come on holiday, like now they travel to Thailand, they see another side of the fence and think,
Absolutely.
well, am I right? Am I correct believing in Christianity? And why cannot Buddhism not be faith? Why? And looking at places like Thailand, okay, there's been instability, but generally the Thais are a very tolerant race. They don't have the problems like we have in the UK, and it's a very easygoing.
It's an interesting subject we could talk for hours on, right? But I think the pertinent thing to do right now is to play a song for Trevor and just make him feel all nice and romantic. It's Barry Manilow.
Thanks. You can't see me crying when we're in the glass. That's where we're
And you won't see us kissing each other.